name is Olivia Holt, and I'm a marriage and family therapist here at the Marriage and Family Clinic in Westminster, Colorado. And I would like to take a few moments to talk about anxiety skills and coping skills with mindfulness that you can use for your kiddo and also in a family context. There have been so many changes going on, and a lot of parents are noticing how their kiddos might be experiencing more tantrums, anger outbursts, and overall irritability. There can be refusal to go to in-person school, and there can also be a lack of motivation to interact with their peers. And these are just a few tips and tricks that can increase awareness in the family setting and also individually with you and your kiddo. One of the first activities that I will suggest is a gratitude jar activity. Again, this can be you and your kiddo or the whole family group, where we all get together and you all each have a jar that you decorate together and customize with your name and with different decorations that really emphasize individuality first off. And then we make it a ritual for everyone in the family to write down either 3 things or 1 thing that they're grateful for, something that made them happy that day, something that makes them proud, either in themselves or in someone else. And then everyone can go around and share. Each person, even though things get off track, will need the space to share their thoughts and what makes them grateful. And basically we put them each in our jar, you put them each in your jar, and then you can either all share them at the end of the week or at the end of whichever time limit you feel is the best suited for your family and for your kiddos. The second one that I will really recommend and that is interesting for people to practice is practicing listening. And what that can look like is the practice of a listening walk, where we expand on the 5 senses or the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique that we use in mindfulness. And I encourage parents to get creative with it. You take your kiddo either out to your backyard, to a restaurant, to the mall, or even to the grocery store, and you can make it a game where you have your kiddo list 5 things that they see, 4 things that they feel, such as the texture of their pants, the texture of the shopping cart, things with their hands. And the third thing is 3 things that they hear, sounds that they would normally tune out, like traffic, 2 things that they smell, and 1 thing that they taste. This activity can be really helpful to practice during snack time as well. And we call it a listening walk because it can be an extended walk through the neighborhood or again through a park or a mall. And a third activity that I really think is helpful for people with mindfulness and also to encourage your kiddo to take a break from their technology is bringing back some classic travel and car games. And what this can look like with younger kiddos is having them identify a color that they noticed inside or outside of the car, and each person in the family or just yourself takes turns guessing what they see. It's essentially a more age-appropriate version of I Spy. And then there's also, for kiddos who are learning how to read, for your children who are learning how to read, you can use the alphabet game, in which that child or your other children, each of them find a letter, and whatever starts with that letter they have to find in their environment, and then everyone else in the family has to guess what that is. And finally, to kind of wrap up the day, we have the bedtime body scan. Sitting or lying down with your child at bedtime once we've already gone through their routine, they've gone to the bathroom, gotten a drink of water, been through 2 or 3 books, probably, then you both sit down or lie down together and you have your child start with their toes to the top of their head, naming their body parts and what sensation they notice. Starting again from their toes to the top of their head. And parents and children can take turns to encourage engagement. And it can look like kiddos noticing, I feel my legs, they feel tingly. And then as you go back up the body, you can point out, I feel my shoulder, it feels stiff or it hurts. And this is a great way to encourage awareness to your kiddo on how emotions show up in our bodies and how to overall encourage being aware of your stress and how to manage it. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed these tips. If you've practiced mindfulness with yourself, with your family, and also with your kiddo, you have any tips and tricks and know what's helpful, we would love to hear in the comments and let us know what's worked for you.